There's a lot of reasons why girls should play video games.
That's great. Yeah, you know a lot more
Yeah.
depth.
Yeah, I know a lot. I was trying not to get too in depth.
No, and like I think like society is slowly but surely starting to break those barriers. You
It
know what I mean?
is.
Because like
Yeah, it is
you
getting
have the
better.
older generation that are retiring, getting cycled out of like mainstream media, and now you have like younger generations that are more open and more more not sensitive, more I guess like PC
Open was
about
a
stuff.
good
You know,
word.
they're more understanding. Understanding is a
Yeah.
better word. Like you've seen there's commercials with like gay and lesbian couples like adopting, or
Yep.
Cheerios commercial
Target
with
and
two dads,
Macy's.
or Target and Macy's, or I just saw a commercial of, like an Uncle Ben's rice commercial where it's a daughter who's drawing a picture of her and her dad cooking, and it's not the other way around, and it's the dad cooking food instead of the mom,
Oh,
and
that's
the mom's
great, yeah.
like doing work, you know what I mean? So it's really progressive thinking.
Yeah, and that's great. We'd be able to do it a lot faster if weren't so weren't so afraid of change and holding us back. But that's an argument for a different podcast. That would veer way too off.
We can definitely get
Um,
into it one time, though.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
lots about that.
if people want to, I would be okay with that. That'd be, yeah, we could have those discussions. But okay, real quick about the butt. Is there anything anyone wants to throw on?
I'm honestly that wasn't really what I was wanting to talk about anyways. For what's worth, I'm
All right.
whatever.
Well
about it right
then,
now.
all right. Well then, you know what, Vault, what topic were you interested in? Because we can move
I was
on to the
actually
next
interested.
topic.
God, what were we talking about earlier? There was something I wanted to discuss. I can't remember now.
Virtual reality.
No, there was something we were discussing at the beginning.
Oh, the music,
Uh,
Nintendo.
The arc.
No, well, no, not
Ark's
that. There was
lawsuit?
something else at the beginning. Yes. That's
The
what
Ark
I wanted
lawsuit?
to talk about. I wanted to
Okay,
ask.
well-
Before we get to that, I
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
ask a question if anyone was okay with that.
Okay, go for your question.
Yeah.
Let's just say they can no longer sell the game. Let's just
Yes.
say the
Okay.
lawsuit goes in a bad way. Okay.
Yep.
Are we saying that the game won't even be playable for us, like you and me
That's
and everyone
possible.
else who's already bought it?
That is.
I
That
don't
is
feel
I
like
don't
that's
think.
right.
Well, maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
here's
Because
a
I
few.
feel
Here's
like
a few
if
things.
you buy a game, you should be able to
First of
play
all,
it.
no, don't even start that. First of all, we are in early access. It is made very clear the risk that we have by buying this game. We are investing in something we hope to succeed, but very well could not succeed. The odds of it not
Yes, I
succeeding,
know
I
that,
think,
but
are minimal because
That's not what I'm
Xbox
getting
is
at. I'm getting at the
supporting it.
fact that we've purchased it, even if it's
But
an early
if
access
they
to it.
no longer
We
have
should
rights
be able
to
to
it,
play it. Whether,
who's gonna have servers?
look,
I
look.
bet you could still do private
well, look,
things,
man,
maybe.
Nobis, that's what I was about to get at. Look at what happened with people who still had apples to apples. Look at who still had TMNT
Yeah,
1989.
I mean,
we
yeah,
can still
they-
play that. Why
You're
are
right.
we talking about not being able to play that? Is what I'm getting
Those
at.
aren't
Those who actually already had bought the
server.
game.
Those are, I believe, they use our own connections as the servers, like is to host it and stuff. They don't have like online cloud servers. I don't know all the technicals about it, but I'm pretty confident.
I'm just gonna put my
I'm
foot down
pretty
right
confident
now. I'm gonna
that-
be very upset if they try to
know
get
a
it.
lot
Like
of-
if they lose it, and the people who bought the game can't even play a single player. If
Okay,
they try
well,
to lock us
let
out
me
of you,
let me say
that's
this.
gonna really get me
I
upset.
promise you, they will not try to be jerks and make you not play. They're gonna do everything in their power to make this a playable game. If they can't help that,
No,
then
I'm
that's
talking about
not
like if
that's
because of
not
the
on
lawsuit.
them.
I'm-
but I'm
talking
just
about if
saying,
the
like,
lawsuit
don't
happens.
make sure you're mad at the right people. Don't be mad at like Microsoft or
I'm gonna be mad if they
developers of
decide
Ark.
that we can't play it. I'm gonna be just mad. Period. If they decide we
Yeah.
can't play the game anymore.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
everybody's
I mean,
gonna be really mad.
that would
No,
everyone who
Yeah.
put
I
money
don't see
into
why
it is
you
gonna be
say.
mad.
I can see. Well, I'm just gonna say is I can see one argument that we can't sell the game anymore. Okay, that's fine. Okay, you lost the lawsuit or whatever happened. You lost the license to it. Okay. What about for the people who already bought it? Should they not be allowed to play it? Or are we talking about them not even being able to play it anymore?
This
if
is
they're
the
on
way
internet?
it would work. They wouldn't just stop people from playing it unless that was somehow required in the lawsuit. But it's possible that
I thought I
maybe
was hearing. That's what I thought was hearing though from that earlier discussion was that even people who bought the game wouldn't be able to play it anymore. That would really piss me
right,
off.
First, I'm gonna.
I get what he
say
means.
Something
I
like
get his
that.
point, and, like,
I would.
it'd be super crappy for a server shutdown and stuff like that. But you know, hopefully, in a perfect world, that's not going to be
Not
an
even
issue.
gonna be an
You know
issue.
what I mean?
Okay, well, okay. Hold on. We got to stop this conversation. I want to explain to anyone who doesn't understand, or you know, for people who might watch this in the future or something, we got to make this clear what the heck we're talking about. So, Ark, which is a survival game in early access right now on the Xbox One and on PC, the developers got hit with a lawsuit. I think it's the main developer. He got hit with a lawsuit because he had, from my understanding, he was in his previous job. It was he had the contract where you can't, for like a whole year after being fired or whatever, you can't work for the same kind of business. And so basically what they did is
Just kill
the
yourself and do
lawsuit
this.
is
You're almost
happening.
dead.
Shut up. The lawsuit that's happening is see, you
don't see
distracted
what's going
me.
on,
You threw me
accident.
off. The lawsuit that's happening is that they are arguing that he started working on this the game Ark
When he was part of the other company.
within that year. He might have. They might be arguing that. I couldn't tell if they were arguing that it was while he was with the other company or if it was just within that year of not being
I think
with
he
the
was
company.
just breaking his contract. It was too close within
They're
the time
accusing
of,
him
when
of.
he left.
I thought they were accusing him of breaking his contract because he thought of the game while he was at the other company.
That might be. It might be. Yeah, that I don't. I'm not 100%. But anyway, so that's the basic thing. All right, you can go. We can go back to
Can we all
the
agree
conversation we were
litigation is
having.
way out of control in this country, though? Can we all agree on that?
What?
Like that's
Well,
basically litigation in a sense, almost. Well, along the same lines.
Well, I would like to complain about contracts
I mean,
like
like,
that.
do we really need a law? Should we really need a lawsuit like this in our society? Is what I'm getting at.
Well, then that's
there
kind
are-
of the point of
there
we
are
shouldn't have that in
times-
contracts.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
there are times where
I'm
this
like,
could be useful. But I personally do not like contracts like this. I don't like where if someone's got an idea or something that they can that they basically have to hand it over to the company that's they're currently employed for, and like that's BS. It's basically like the company owns everything they do and think about doing. And it's like, well, no, that's like
like you
I'll
don't own
work
that
for
person. You
you,
should never own
and
that
I'll give you
person.
my best, but I'm not like you don't own my thoughts and my ideas, and I can only assume that this developer did not think the company he was currently working for would support him. Otherwise, he probably would have stayed, or maybe they fired him, and if they fired him, then sucks for them. But the point is, like, that's I
my
don't
opinion
like
is,
contracts
once
like
you're,
that, and I also don't
once
like
you're
contracts.
once you're laid off or leave a company, any contract you had should be null and void. I feel like.
I really I'm sure there are times where you definitely are wrong, but I really do agree with you for the most part there. I don't like contracts like that. I was just telling my one of my coworkers about how I don't like contracts like this because I have a contract. I'm pretty sure in my contract I cannot work. Well, I mean, I definitely can't work for another store similar to mine, which is understandable because it's conflict of
That's
interest.
a
and
conflict
stuff.
of interest.
Yeah, that's understandable. But I
Well,
also
that's
I
across
also
any
think.
kind of.
Well, hold on. I also think
that's
in my
across any kind of
contract I
business.
cannot work for them within a year after my termination, and that I think is BS because we are in a society where we have specialized skills. That's kind of what we use our job. We don't know everything of everything. So my skills are very specialized. I know games. That's my skill set. I'm not very good at
Right.
much else. So to make me not be able to work for one of your competitors is basically saying for a year I have to go somewhere where I'm probably not going to be very good. I'm probably not going to be very happy. And like that's BS.
Or it's just gonna be hard for you to find a job in
like
general.
like finding a job is already a relatively hard thing. And now you're gonna say I can't find one in my area of expertise. And so I really
Right.
don't like contracts like that. And from my understanding, that's the contract that is causing this issue. Now back on to like what might happen and what might come from this. It's possible that we couldn't. Yeah, they might do it like they did with Ninja Turtles and Apples to Apples, where they lost rights, but hey, we can still play it if we own it. And
Yeah.
I could believe.
And that's what I would think should happen. Not what I'm hearing, where just all the servers will be shut down. No one who bought the game should no longer be able to play it. That seems a little ridiculous to me. That you can't even play single player if you
Well,
bought the game.
I mean, I also want to say that
And
this is media.
that
One of
really
my problems with
irks me if
media
someone
is
thinks
they're
they
gonna
can do that.
they're gonna say media is gonna say things that will get you scared. That's what they do.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you can't
also
believe
there's
everything you
also
hear.
So
yeah, but
when I hear a
here's another
statement
thing,
like that, I instantly I read that as, hey, this is my wild speculation, and I'm gonna say it because it will get your attention. So it's very well possible that could be the case, but I find it more likely that it is wild speculation and they're trying to get my attention. So that's what I
Yeah,
have
I
to say about
agree
that,
with
Vault.
that.
Until I know
Well,
more,
that's fine.
I don't. Yeah, until I know more, that's what I say.
I
was
mean,
gonna-
hopefully it just gets dismissed.
But I was
I
gonna
hope
bring
so,
up
yeah.
another point similar to this. Was what's you guys' opinion of them saying in the past, even if we buy a game, we don't actually own it? Like, there's been arguments about that in the past. in
Well,
certain
that
instances.
is true for
Not necessarily
games with
these
gold
games,
that
but
we
like-
have.
True. If we cancel our gold, we
if
no
you
longer
ca-
own that
yep.
game. Sure, okay.
Um,
But I'm talking about, like, they're saying, like, initially before, when Xbox One was just throwing really bad punches left and right. Uh-oh.
No,
I think
you
I left
mean
the game.
before they did their
There we
180.
go. Yeah, before they did their 180.
I got
was
you.
gonna say,
Sorry.
don't get distracted, dude.
Yeah.
You know, when I
yeah,
said
you-
Xbox,
you-
my
yeah, don't
my
get
Kinect thought I was
distracted.
talking to it. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. My
anyway,
Xbox thought I was talking
don't
to
get
it.
distracted. Continue.
Well, basically, they
I
were
gotcha.
talking about how you don't actually own the title, blah blah blah. You just can share it though, and all this with your friends. And it was just like, really, you're saying I don't actually own the game, even though I paid for it? I'm paying for a license.
I
that-
want to
that
say
really
I
irks me
believe you're
when people
remembering
think
that
that.
wrong. I believe
Not
that
like word for
again
word, but I just
was
remember there was a
media
lot of talk back then
overreaction.
about how. Well, there was a lot of
Um,
talk about how you don't actually own the title.
Well, see,
You won't actually own the
again,
title.
I don't remember if that's what they said. I feel like that might have been media overreaction. I think what they said is they want to go all digital. That and to some people that means, hey, I don't actually own this.
'Cause they
I
can
will
technically
say,
remove it from you whenever you want and keep you from ever playing the game.
yeah. Well, I mean,
They
my
have that
issue-
power theoretically
my
if you're
issue
ever
with
connected to
that
the internet with it. again.
is and by the way, as if people want to think we avoided that Xbox 180, we did not, because what they were arguing is these digital games and everyone was afraid of like always online and stuff. That very much is happening in many games. Division requires
and it's
online
stupid.
internet connection.
It's still
Destiny
stupid. The fact
requires
that
online
games
internet
require
connection.
an internet connection are
So
really dumb.
all these
And I'm-
games,
I'm on
I'm
record as
very
saying that,
upset.
I still will always
I'm
say
very
that.
upset about these.
I don't know. I mean,
games being
I
online
kind of get. I get the
There are
purpose
plenty
of
of
those games, though,
circumstances
you know what I mean?
where you
Because
don't have internet access